Hello, Diana. I was so excited to have you on here. So thank you so much for coming and taking the time out of your busy day to come and spend with us. Tell us who you are, what do you do, and the name of your company.
Perfect. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be with you, ladies. My name is Diana Lopez. I am a nurse practitioner. I am the founder of Purus Aesthetics and Wellness. I'm a dual board certified pediatric and family nurse practitioner. And I've been in the aesthetics field for 15 plus years.
And then tell everyone your nickname.
Whose nickname? The professional
nickname.
Your nickname. Dirty D? No.
The Needle Whisperer.
The Needle Whisperer, yes.
This is the best provider. I get on every stage, every place I go, and is the woman who has helped bring my health back to life and has...
She's helped me as well.
And definitely has helped so my other people. Yes. So thank you, Diana. We're so excited to have you. How did you even get into this business?
So originally I started in hospital medicine. I worked in a cardiac ICU for many years and I truly did love it. But, you know, after many years, you do get not tired, but it's sad. You know, it's sad seeing someone always sick. And I wanted to get into an area of medicine where people were happy and they were seeking prevention and just preventing that from happening and just general wellness. And I liked helping people just feel good and feel confident. So aesthetics was kind of like a natural segue for me.
I think aesthetics has a bad name, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to not only learn the latest innovation and technology, but then you also have to bring it to people in health. And you are constantly studying and sending me stuff, and I'm sending you, and that's now sending you stuff. But what is your greatest struggle with this industry?
I think people don't realize skin is an organ and you're supposed to take care of it. And they just think it's like taboo to do these things. And really, like, studies show that if you take care of yourself, you feel more confident, you can do better at work, you do better as a mother. And it's not just fillers and Botox. There's a lot of other things that are part of aesthetic medicine. There's regenerative medicine. There's vitamins. There's peptides. So there's a big, you know, world out there that's not just Botox.
How do you balance being a mom and a business owner?
It's hard. But being a mom is my priority, actually. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to cry. Being a mom is my priority, and I think it makes me a better business person. Right? Because I'm more compassionate. I understand where people are coming from, and I understand that they also have priorities. And that's why they come to me, so I can help them be better at whatever it is that they're trying to achieve.
It's so funny because I call you the Needle Whisperer, and I said, because I never feel the needles go in. and I call it, and she always goes, it's going to be a tap, tap, poke. And I know this is because of her son. And I'm like, okay, but she tells me every time it's tap, tap, poke. It's a B12 shot. It's tap, tap, poke. And I'm like, okay. And I'm so used to it. So if someone ever does anything, like if I get an IV someplace else without her, it's tap, tap. I'm like, what? You didn't do the tap, tap, poke. And so I feel like it is, as a business owner and as a female, and I'm going to talk about this, and I really never talk about being a female. We have both felt this. You hit your 40s and the world seems to have hated you.
Yeah, your body now hates you.
Yeah.
And health becomes, I mean, you've had your own health journey, but like you've been part of both of ours.
Mm-hmm.
What is the top thing business owners neglect when it comes to their health?
I think they just neglect themselves in general, right? You never turn off as a business owner. So even though you're not at the office or it's a weekend, you're still always in the background thinking, what do I need to do? What's my next move? What do we need to post on Instagram? Who do I need to contact? So you're never really off, and you really do think that that's a normal amount of stress, and it's not. So I think stress is a big one that business owners neglect. We think it's okay to always be running like at a 10, and we really don't know how to step back and really be in the moment sometimes. And in general, I think that we feel okay and we think it's normal. We're running on adrenaline, but we don't realize there's a lot of other things going on. So I know a lot of business owners that do neglect their health. They don't do their follow-ups, their lab work, their things that they need to be doing, their vitamins, all the things. But I think it's something that should be added into like our routine, just like anything else.
So I know that Robin and I are very open about the things that we do to better our health, all the things, to better our health, to better the way that we look. Despite the stereotype that we get at some points in our lives. But I think that it's been interesting to have a conversation with you. And I mean, I learned so much from Robin, and Robin learned it from you on what women, as we get older, we're missing a lot of things in our internal body, and we don't talk about it. So we seem to go through a lot of horrible feelings, and your body changes, and we're so uncomfortable with all of that, but we don't talk about that. So the one thing that Robin and I said with doing these podcasts is that we are going to be very open about those things, especially with other women business owners and men too.
Yeah.
So what advice do you want to give women who are starting to get to that point in their life where they're seeing the changes, and men too?
Yeah. I mean, you're not crazy, right? Some people think that's, it's my anxiety, whatever. I'm just tired. It's just normal aging. And yes, part of it is aging, but you can take control of it. And the problem is it's been such a taboo topic and just kind of not discussed that women think it's normal and you're just supposed to deal with it. Luckily now it's become a big topic in medicine and in the general public. So people are talking more about perimenopause, menopause, brain fog, health, all these things. And I think it's an important thing that needs to be brought up. Either you have to find a good provider and be comfortable talking to them about how you feel. And if they're not willing to kind of meet you there, then you got to find somebody else that can.
So what are the first questions that you should ask your provider? What's the information initially that you want to get?
Yeah, how do you break this stereotype? So it is such a, when you find, so I mean, you've been in my life for 7 years. I don't even know how many years. You've been in my life and a huge part of it. How does someone break that they're scared to ask?
Men too.
Yeah, men and women.
Yes.
Like, how do they sit there and say?
So I feel like sometimes it's also the responsibility of the provider to ask, right? It is. I mean, it's hard because in insurance-based medicine, you're not going to really get that as much, right? Because they have a big load of clients that they see daily, and you're there for the chief complaint. The person came in for this, that, and boom, you address it and you move on. And unfortunately, that's how it is. But more in concierge medicine or cash-based medicine, there's more of that ability to be able to talk to a client and sit there. I ask all my clients, how are you feeling? What's going on? Have you been feeling this? Like, I ask all of them. And they're like, oh my God.
She's like,
yes,
what's going
am.
on? And she can see it on your face.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I want somebody who's that in tune with me.
Yeah.
At one point, I told her something about my face, and she was like, I know your face better than you do. And I was like,
yeah. So it's also finding somebody that,
yeah.
I mean, there's many providers like that. Just finding someone who's willing to kind of dig into your history and kind of see what's going on and then kind of guide you like, okay, you're having this, but do you think it could possibly be this? Have you asked if it could be this? Like, and then you can kind of start deciding on what the plan is, and then, and usually that involves lab work, of course. And sometimes it just involves getting on a good regimen, obviously wellness in general, sleep, exercise, nutrition. They are the pillars. They are the most important things. But you do need some other things to kind of help you along, especially once we get into our 40s.
Yeah.
What? So all of these things. Have you ever suffered with any health issues?
So I have actually, it was actually kind of shocking to me in a way. I've always been very into health, even into my early 20s. My mom was kind of sick and I didn't want to be that way. So I made sure from the very beginning to start going to functional medicine practices and doing everything. So I've always been very on top of my things. And then probably like a year or so ago, doing all the amount of crazy labs that I do and all the things that I love to do. And I do it because I find it fun. It's exciting to know what's going on. I know it's kind of crazy, but it's fun to me. I had some lab markers that were off, some inflammation markers that shouldn't have been. And we're like, that's strange. Probably nothing. Let's recheck. And we ended up digging and ended up being that I had thyroid cancer, random out of nowhere. But we caught it so early because I'm very proactive that we were able to get it under control. And like, really, it was a miracle. And thankfully I'm fine now. And, but it did make me reflect like, okay, am I truly really taking care of myself? Am I doing enough? Am I not dealing with stress well? So yeah, I've had, my scares as well, but luckily I know that there's so much out there that can be done. And there's so many possibilities and so many wonderful things in functional medicine, integrative medicine, even obviously regular medicine, surgery. So there's a lot of things that can be done. You just have to be proactive.
I think you've been on our minds a lot lately, not only with our own health journey, but the people we've recommended. And
absolutely, yeah.
And just you sharing your story so openly and talking about your mom, that's been so helpful. I guess for us, it's like, that happened to you. And you then said stress. So how does stress play a role in your health for a business owner? But we don't think it is.
Yes, correct. The problem is we don't think it is because we don't realize like all the things that it sets off in our body, inflammatory markers, all these things. You just have to find something that you can incorporate somehow into your busy life that helps you bring down that stress level even some. For some people, it's meditation. It's hard to meditate. When do you have time? Like for me, the only thing that has worked to be able to meditate is I literally stay in the bed as soon as the alarm goes off. I put on headphones, I don't move, and I meditate right then and there. If I get up, that's it. Like there's a million things. I'm going to look at my phone. There's going to be an email, my son. So for me, that's what I do. I love going in the sauna. You're a sauna person. For me, the sauna is like amazing. And plus, not only is it good for your stress, but it's great for everything else. It increases your longevity. Like there's so many studies for saunas. So and obviously exercise also helps, but you just have to find things and people, right? Community, family, definitely. Friends that really help you in those moments and kind of ground you.
It's so taboo, kind of what you do. I still find it weird that there's like an old school mindset of people who are like, but just give it, take 3 Tylenols, see you in the morning. No. And I'm like, yeah, the morning came and I feel like this. And so in this industry, how are you pushing the boundaries? And I know for me, you've pushed it into my life, and I kind of just want you to share that, like, okay, what do people do? How do you push boundaries? How do you make sure that?
So I kind of remodeled my business a little bit because I do feel like I love the aesthetics portion of it. And when people feel good on the outside, they just feel better, right? But am I really helping them get better? And like true health is from within, right? So yes, you're investing all this money and all this time into looking great and doing all these things, but what about your actual health, right? So I did kind of remodel my business to be able to incorporate some of that into it so that I can offer that to people, or at least even give them the idea that the possibility exists, right? Most people don't even know that you can do all these things or that all these possibilities are out there. So at least if I can plant a seed, and then maybe when they're comfortable and they're ready, they can do the testing, check their gut, try the vitamins, try the supplements, do the peptides, do all these things, then they'll actually really feel good as well. And that reflects on their skin and in their everything.
And their sleep. And as a business owner, we don't have sleep. We're traveling, time travelers, I feel like. We're literally like shifting in different things. And like, we don't have always, at the airport, they don't offer organic options. And so to have somebody that you can get a baseline and that you can get your blood work and that you can check on it. And I think it's also having those conversations now. And like we said, we openly share it, but like people need to talk about this. They need to say, hey, look.
Be okay with it.
And it's men too. Testosterone is dropping.
100%.
Yeah. Literally, testosterone is dropping every generation.
Yeah. Men are starting to see a lot of anxiety too, where they feel like they're supposed to be men and they're not supposed to feel that. And so I think that's a big factor.
But they're biomarkers. Like I went to her and I was like, something is seriously wrong. It's the anxiety, and it's like I go to get my blood work and like my hormones are way off, and I'm like, and am I vitamin deficient? And I'm like, Diana, I think we found the problem. It wasn't the stress of the business, and yes, the stress could have depleted it, but okay. If you could tell 20-year-old Diana something, what would you tell her?
To be a little bit more brave, I feel like. I think I always thought I needed a lot, that I couldn't do it on my own, certain things. And I can. Yeah. And I'm strong enough to do anything that I set my mind to. So, yeah.
And I think that's so hard because you've talked about, you're following this health pattern, and then you're like, I'm strong enough to do it. And you are the most encouraging person. I will come in there and lay it out and be like, it's a therapy session, and I tell her, it's like, I think it's acupuncture. It's not. It really is like toxins. I'm finding some people go to a spa. This is what I choose to have: is multiple needles in my face, and that from
it's the same.
From her catching spots on my face and figuring out it was precancerous, to finding different things. It's like you need to go and do these things for yourself, and as a business, as anything, I think we put, as a mom, I'm not blessed enough to be a mom, unfortunately, neither are you, but as a people, we put ourselves on the back burner, and we think it's selfish to go take care of ourselves or to go do this. And it's not just about toxins. I go in there and I'm like, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Is my skin supposed to look like this? She's like, no, maybe your blood's off. And I'm like, oh, maybe that's what it really is. I don't know what, I feel like I could go so deep with all of these things because for you, it's about family. And I don't want to make you cry because family is, no.
I'm like a very big softie, so anything makes me cry. But yeah, but family is everything. And I think that's why my clients are so important to me, because I've known them for so many years. And even the clients that are new to me, I try to like really learn about them and understand them so I can help them. And if I can't help them, I send them off to where they can be helped. Because I want everybody to feel like that vitality, be strong, be happy, like not just crappy all the time, which is what most people feel like.
About happy.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
She's like, go to do this. Cool.
Yeah. So at least definitely if I can't, I will find a way. I'm not just going to leave you hanging. Like I will find something to help you.
And you're extremely responsive. You know, it's not like a doctor, you have to make an appointment, or if there's ever any questions that I reach out immediately, you ask questions. Look, you can do a virtual meeting. I can show you, I can teach you. Like it's just a very different experience with you.
Yeah, it's nice. And that's what it's nice to like sometimes just be out of a big clinic or out of the hospital setting, because you can give more of that personalized just advice, care, just connection.
Yeah. And that's everything, especially with health.
Yeah.
And health that's the only thing. If you only get one life, you only get one body.
Health
and if you destroy it and you don't do it, and this is the greatest thing we've been talking about lately, is if you destroy it, you have nothing else.
Yeah, no, that's true.
What would you advise somebody who is just getting into this, who's like, I just feel off? What?
I mean, really, you have to start with the basics, and it can be overwhelming. So you just have to go very slowly, take a step at a time. It took these many years to get here. So slowly, like just start working on one little thing at a time. Either you pick sleep, you can pick stress, you can pick nutrition, exercise, and really just work on that one thing where you've actually implemented truly into your routine. And then you can start building on that. Obviously, you can go deeper once you're ready, and you can get blood work. You can go to a functional medicine practitioner. You can figure out what else is going on. And then, you can add things, hormones, supplements, whatever it is that you're needing at that point. But you have to start really with the basics, because that's the most important thing. It's like same with skin, right? We do all these treatments, but if you're not doing the right skincare, we're also not maintaining everything that we've done.
Are you doing too much?
Yeah.
We're doing too much. Too much, too little, too late. She's like, it's what goes in your body. I'm like, no, but if I just keep putting stuff on my face, it's fine. That's not helping. Okay, what's the greatest mistake you made as a business owner?
Not doing it on my own.
Yeah.
I should have just started the business or done the business probably just on my own. I probably was nervous to begin with, and I always felt like I'm a people person. I don't actually like being alone. I like being surrounded by people. So I feel like I extend that to everything I do. Like, hey, let's start a business. Hey, and I feel like, yes, it was great and it served its purpose. But in the end, I feel like sometimes you need to be on your own to really be able to execute your vision or whatever it is that you're wanting to do without that extra stress of having somebody else involved.
Who's your biggest supporter?
My husband, my son, my dad, my friends, you.
Number one fan. But where do you find support outside of, your business? Because some days it sucks.
So honestly, when in the entrepreneur world, I do have friends who are entrepreneurs that help me. And then we do have a beautiful circle of just injectors and nurse practitioners that we've been connected. We've worked together in the past, and we always run things by each other, ideas, questions, concerns. And that's always nice to have, because, we always have a sounding board, right?
Which is crazy, because you don't look at them as competition.
No.
And that's the thing that you've taught me as being a business owner, is they're not competition. I was like, well, why do you tell this person this? And why do you ask this person this? And you're like, they're not my competition. We're making the industry better. And for me, I started adopting that when I had my own business. We've been doing this as a networking thing. It's like, all these networking things play a little piece of it.
We're not all competition.
We're not competition. Yeah. We're literally pouring into each other.
We're changing everything as it's through.
We're making it okay to say, hey, look, we don't know everything. We're all messed up.
Yeah.
Let's come together.
We need help.
Let's figure it out. Yeah. I think when I look at a business owner, we still are people. And sometimes we forget that. We're a machine.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, we're people. We need to worry about physical. We need to worry about spiritual, financial, all of these things. And health is the I say it's the easiest to neglect.
Absolutely.
It is, because your body's so amazing that it can run until
it doesn't.
Until it doesn't. So that's why you're like, oh, I'll do it next time. I'll worry about it next time. Yeah.
Okay. If people want to find you, where can they find you?
They can find me on several Instagrams. They can find me at The Needle Whisperer. They can find me at D_BeautyMP. And they can look up Purus Aesthetics and Wellness.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
and
It was a
joining
great
us.
talk.
I'm very excited that we got to meet with you.
And if you had to pick one treatment for us to do, which one would you tell us?
Microneedling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Hands down. Thank you.
Yeah, we're doing
Thanks, Diana. We're gonna have a Core Collective party at Diana's new rebranded location, and we'll all do a microneedling party.
I'm
your
down
pig.
for that. Okay, and tequila, my pig will.
And
be
tequila.
there.
Thanks, Diana, so much for. I appreciate it.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.